Welcome to POL Classics. Be sure to check out the best of POL from over the years. It's at its most popular day and time, and guess what? It's only on WNEP+.
WNEP proudly presents the premier outdoor show in northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania Outdoor Life, your window to the great outdoors. Tonight on Pennsylvania Outdoor Life.
We'll take you on a traditional father-son spring turkey hunt. And sticking with family, we'll test our luck on a central Pennsylvania crappie fishing trip.
The hooks are all baited. Pennsylvania Outdoor Life starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to Pennsylvania Outdoor Life for a Sunday evening. I'm Ken Hunter and I'm here with co-host Don Jacobson. Jake, the turkey season's been underway now for a whole week. Right. I haven't been out yet, but you've been out doing a little bit of turkey work. What's going on out there?
Well, turkey work in the fact that we're getting together with family and friends at this point and just getting out there and having a good time. And that's what it's all about during the turkey season. And for me, the opening day of the turkey season has been traditional. I get together with my father, I get together with Dale Butler and his son Brian, and we go to the game lands. Let's check out the opening day. That is a turkey target, pretty much a scaled turkey head. What are we looking for when you get done shooting? What are we looking for?
Well, what we want to do is, at your maximum, your ultimate range, you want to get as many BBs in here as possible. Actually, between the head and the neck and this vertebrae area, what you want to do is you want to put at least 12 BBs in there. 12 will definitely kill the turkey. If you have less than that, you can still kill the turkey, but most certainly the more there, the better. That's what we're looking for, trying to get the ultimate amount of BBs in there.
And I see this center circle as being somewhere around the wattles. Is that where you would aim?
Well, yeah. You'll want to sight your gun in so that when you shoot right for the center of the neck, you can hit him both in the head and the neck. And what it'll do is your BB pattern will stretch from here to here in this area, and you're going to have a whole multitude of BBs up and down the neck and the head. This way here, you're in the great killing range. Most certainly you want to hit a turkey in the head and neck. You don't want to hit him in the feathers. As with any gun, you'll want to be safe. Make sure your safety's on. Load one bullet at a time on the range, never more than that. One bullet at a time, make sure your safety's on, and you got a clean shot to your scope, to your pattern. When you're ready, remove the safety, aim right for that center on that target, right for that nice little circle we talked about, and squeeze. We're going to touch him off. What we're going to do is we're going to count the BBs that are in the head and neck, and we'll start right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Well, as you can see,
That's the point. Yep.
As you can see, there's over 40 BBs there.
So tomorrow morning, if you carry this gun, are you comfortable and confident that this is a good load and a good round for you here?
Most certainly. Here's where I was aiming. The point of impact was aimed right here. You'll notice that most of the BBs are toward the head and neck, and I got a little bit on the lower side. Right. That means your main pattern's right in that area. Yep. That's all you can ask for out of a shotgun.
All right. How about we go and scout for some turkeys and maybe put one to bed for tomorrow morning?
Well, that'd be great. We put one to bed tonight, wouldn't it?
All right, let's go do it.
Hopefully tonight, the birds are going to roost. They're going to gobble for us, and it's going to give away their location. So tomorrow morning, when we first get up here and just before daylight, we're going to hopefully slip right in on them, get in position, and be all set up for the morning. We have a little family thing going on this year.
Yeah, your son, my dad, tell me who he is.
Okay, my son, Brian. He's my youngest boy. We hunt together as many times as we can for each year. We try to get together at least one hunting day, maybe two. This will be one of them this year. And your dad we're hunting with.
And we've done this for a couple of years, and even if we don't bring home turkeys, we have a pretty good time, don't we?
Oh, turkey hunting has nothing to do with killing turkeys. It's a thankless sport. I got to tell you, turkey hunt is nothing but camaraderie. We're going to go out and have a great time tomorrow. no matter whether we kill birds or not. If we can hear them, it makes it that much more fun. If we kill one, it's that much more interesting. However, if we come home empty-handed, we're going to have a good time.
The next morning, my dad and I met the Butlers in the Game Lands parking lot. And after a short walk into the woods, we were ready for the game to begin. The morning light brought with it a steady rainfall, not exactly the way we wanted to start out. Dale made the usual calls, but it seemed like the turkeys just weren't listening. Even this porcupine was doing its best to stay away from us this morning. We made our way through the timber, calling and listening for the first gobbler of the season. The only game bird we did see was this grouse, and it didn't want to stick around long at all. By noon, our clothes were soaked and we were turkeyless, but our traditional opening day was complete, and God willing, we'll do it all again next year.
Well, let's not get disappointed, right?
Oh, no. Hey, this is only the first day.
First day.
That's all.
Time to get warm.
Yes.
And the same story could be told by probably a lot of hunters on that first day. There were some successful hunters because they knew where the birds were and they did it the right way, but a lot of us walked out of there wet.
The weather was a little less than cooperative from what I'm hearing. I wasn't around that first day, but I understand it was kind of miserable.
Yes, it was. And for Brian and Dale and my dad, we walked around, we found some pretty incredible things. We found this shed, which would have been a nice, and at this state of the game in Pennsylvania, a legal 6-pointer. And then we found this one. Actually, Brian found this one. And this one would be a 4-pointer, an 8-pointer if it had another rack like that. But notice how it's all eaten up and being chewed on. And that's being done by rodents, trying to get some of the calcium and minerals out of that. Pretty incredible finds. And they happened throughout the day just enough so that it was always neat to talk about.
Next year, that'll be a nice buck.
Those will be gorgeous bucks.
Looking forward to that.
I took the finds that I found in the woods to a church over the weekend, the Holy Name, Our Lady of Sorrows Holy Name Society breakfast, and they gave us a neat little plaque saying how cool it is to be with Pennsylvania Outdoor Life. And we're going to hang this right up here. It's presented to Don Jacobs, and on behalf of Pennsylvania Outdoor Life, we accept that. And thank you very much. That'll hang in the cabin for a while.
Well, we certainly appreciate that. We certainly like that kind of recognition.
Yes.
It's a good thing.
It is, and you're keeping the family going in the next segment.
Yeah, boy. Hey, in fact, we're going to go to a break here in just a minute, but don't go away. My wife and I are going to take us on a crappie fishing trip. Crappie, nice.
We'll have even more POL Classics on WNEP Plus right after this.
Welcome back to Pennsylvania Outdoor Life as the Fish and Boat Commission continues to stock trout for those people into trout fishing in the streams and lakes. A lot of people have changed their gears and are after fish like you're holding there.
Well, you know, it's not just trout season. When the dogwoods start to bloom, it's also time to go after some crappies, and that's exactly what my wife and I did. We went down to Walker Lake to see if we couldn't get into some nice crappie fishing. Let's see how it goes. Well, we're here at Walker Lake in, I believe we're in Union County. I know it's just a little distance from Mifflinburg. Here with my wife Sheila, we like to fish this lake. We come down here a lot for crappies. That's what we're going to be doing today. Now we got our boat all set up and ready to go. Made sure everything was in here that we need. We've got a fire extinguisher up front. Our life jackets, of course, are right here if we need to get at them. Hopefully we aren't going to have to do that, but they're readily available for us. Everything checks out safety-wise, and all we need to do now is get our outfits rigged up. I'm baiting up here with a Berkeley Power Grub. It has the scent embedded right into it. I like white. White's a good choice early in the season, although we've got some kind of murky, muddy water here, so I may go to chartreuse, but we'll start off with white. I'm using about an 1/8 ounce jig head here. I'll just wet this a little bit, slide that knot down on there. It's a clinch knot. Slide it on and get rid of the excess. That's about it. Now what I'm going to do is, it's early season, so I'm going to stick a minnow on the back here. I'm going to hook it through the lips, put it on here, and we'll be dragging both the grub and the minnow. I think early season For crappies, sometimes having that live bait is just the extra punch you need. What I'm going to do with this right now, because we've got so much wind and I can't really work a jig the way I'd like to, I'm going to cast it out, pick up the slack line, and I'm going to actually give it some short pops. You'll see the rod tip flex as I do that. I'm about 2 or 3 feet down. Give it a couple short pops and reel a little bit, a couple short pops and reel. I want to keep it moving, but not too fast. Just maybe about 2 feet down beneath the surface. A few little pops and reel, but I don't ever let the line go completely slack. Now what I would like to do, if things got quiet down a little bit, I'd prefer to pitch it out there, raise that rod tip in the air like this, and feel that go into the bottom. And as it gets down near the bottom, I would pop it a couple times to see how much higher I have the rod tip. The key to this thing is to keep the line tight at all times so you can feel anything that's happening down there. Sheila, you've got one on there, huh?
Yeah.
You finally hit a little pocket of them in here.
I don't know.
Let's see.
Oh,
Yeah, you got a
little one.
Little crappie.
It's a baby
Let's see if
one.
it's a white or a black. Well, that's a little white.
Uh-huh.
Very little white.
Very little white.
Very
Thanks.
little white. You go ahead and take that little white off.
I will do that.
Let's see if we can't get a bigger one. A lot of people miss a lot of strikes because they don't actually fish the lure right away. They throw it out, they let the line go slack until it sinks. Actually, you start fishing it immediately. I'm fishing it right away. I feel it going down, and I'd say 50% of my strikes come while the lure is falling. Before it even gets to the bottom, half of my strikes have already occurred. So you want to feel that lure as it sinks. You're already getting strikes and you don't even know it. They'll suck it in and spit it out before you know it happened. Down deep, later in the day. Tell you what, you know what that is? That's even a white crappie. It's not white because it's so white. It's white because the bars are so faint, but I can see them right here. There'll be vertical bars on a white crappie. Also, another way you can tell a white crappie is the number of spines. There's 6 or less. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus the vertical bars that are so faint, the 6 spines. And it's also got a little more of a dip right in here than a black crappie. And this is about the only lake I've been in that I catch both white and black crappies. And this is one of those few lakes. Now that's a small one. And the reason they're so pale is the muddy water. The muddier the water, the paler they get. So if this water clears up a little bit, these will get darker. Especially the males, they get darker when they breed. So, but that's a white crappie. And there's both white and black crappies in here. We'll put that guy back. But that's on that white grub, which we're trolling pretty deep. Little white crappie. Too small. Time to get a nice one. Well, it's bigger.
Not as big as mine.
It's bigger.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, sure. Clearly.
No, I don't think so.
Clearly bigger.
No.
Yes, if we just had a third person to prove it. But there's another white crappie there. So, you can see that elongated snoot there, a little bit of an indentation there. And the 6 spines on the dorsal fin. Very pale because, and it's, you know, it just looks little because of the distance. Actually, if you move it up, you know, where it belongs, it's not that little. Well, as you can see, we caught some small crappies that day. Nothing like the one I'm holding here, which is a real nice specimen of a black crappie.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That comes to us from a buddy of ours here at work,
Yeah,
Bob.
works over here at the station.
We're going to start calling him the Bob Taxidermy Warehouse, because every time we do
supplies us,
he did the trout for us
Right.
before. He supplied us with this hand prop.
Nice one, too.
Do you ever catch them that big?
Yes, in fact, I think the season is coming. May is the time to fish for crappies, and I think we'll be getting them this size. I've already seen some caught. We didn't get them the day we were out, But you know, the good thing about the day we were out is, even though we didn't get a lot of fish, we didn't get a lot of big fish, when you take your wife fishing with you, what you do get is a lot to eat. And we had a nice spread there.
I heard she
Hoagies
packed you one heck of a lunch.
Good lunch. Always take your wife. You get more to eat, Jake. So it's
Unbelievable.
well worth it.
When you start catching some like this, remember your dear old buddy.
Hey.
Fillets about that big.
Sure, we'll bring in a couple.
All right, all right. We're going to take a short break.
POL Classic, we'll have much more of it on WNEP Plus right after this.
Welcome back to Pennsylvania Outdoor Life. You know, there's not a lot of hunting going on during the summer. You could do some woodchuck hunting, and you could, you know, maybe work up a trap shoot or something like that. So it's a really good time to practice even black powder, right?
And that's a great point, Jake. Actually, we have field staff member Dave Ocker, who's going to take us out and show us how to more efficiently load that black powder rifle.
How many of you flintlock shooters have waited all morning long, your deer arrived, you pulled up, you shot, you missed, and the deer just stood there waiting? Well, you needed to reload. My tip today, I would say, is when you get your equipment out to shoot, to practice, to get prepared for the season, look your gear over and be sure that you have what you need to hunt effectively. Get all your gear out. However you carry your short starter, your powder, your balls, your speed loaders, anything that you carry in the field, carry it out to practice so you can become more familiar and more in touch with all your black powder gear. Myself personally, I like to take all my gear, load out of my bag, because I do shoot in a traditional manner, but I like to use all my gear when I practice. That way, when my shot opportunity comes, and if I do miss my first shot, I should be pretty much prepared to reload in a rather timely manner and be more prepared for that second shot. Focus a little and squeeze easy. I'm Dave Ocker. That's your black powder tip of the week.
Dave, thanks a lot. That's a great tip. You know, that guy knows what he's doing,
He
Jake.
really does. He plays the role very well.
He looks the part. He knows what he's talking about.
Yep.
Great tip.
He does play the role. And now I have to ask you, what role are you playing with a lemon yellow shirt?
Like we were discussing,
Sheila addressed you again.
I am
didn't
the
she?
pretty tulip, and this is just a weed over here. So.
No, I'd wear that shirt. Okay, we did spend some time doing Pennsylvania People and Places. Ken and I got into the pictures, and here's a take a look at this week's Pennsylvania People and Places.
We open this week's edition of Pennsylvania People and Places with John Sawinski of Madisonville. John on the left proudly poses with an 8-point buck that he bagged while hunting with his son John, seen here on the right. John Sr. harvested his deer on the third day of the rifle season in Madison Township.
All right, and how about 12-year-old Dustin Slack of Old Forge? He's seen here with a 5-point buck he shot on the opening day of the deer season while hunting in Gibson. Dustin's mom tells us that this is her son's first year of hunting and his first buck. Dustin dropped his deer with a 243 just after 8 a.m. Congratulations, Dustin.
And from deer hunting to trout, here we see Madison Hawkins on the left with Bobby Hawkins on the right, both of Bear Creek, with the 26 1/2 inch rainbow trout that he pulled in while fishing on Broadheads Creek on the opening day with his father, Bob Hawkins Sr. This lunker weighed in at 5.5 pounds, and it seems as though little Bobby is giving all he's got to hold So hold on to this for the picture. Nice catch, Bobby.
Yes, that's a beautiful fish. 7-year-old Michael White and his father Thomas White of St. Clair, Schuylkill County are seen here with the stringer of trout they caught on the Little Schuylkill below Tuscarora State Park near Barnesville. Little Mike caught all of his trout, and then he left his dad for a while. The final tally for the morning, Mike beats his father Thomas by 1 trout. Nice going.
And finally, we see Jeremiah Burgett of Moreland Township. Jeremiah is seen here with his very first buck he shot this past rifle season while hunting with his dad, George. This monster sported 9 points and a 15-inch spread. Jeremiah had this deer scored at 116 1/8 Boone and Crockett at the Pennsylvania Outdoor Life Expo. Jeremiah is also a handicapped hunter, which goes to show you that anyone can enjoy the outdoors of Pennsylvania, and way to go, Jeremiah. I think I recognized a couple of those names and those people there.
I did too. It's
great,
very nice
good photos. Well, we're going to take a break.
Welcome back to Pennsylvania Outdoor Life. Before we get into our product demonstration and giveaway, we've got to talk about another plaque that we received. This one came to us from a friend of ours, an internet friend of ours, George Diesch from Macungie. Take a look at this plaque. It says, the Poor Boys Award goes to Don, a.k.a. Jake and Ken, and all the fine staff of POL for working, and he questions on how hard we work for the 1.2 million sportsmen who envy us for our jobs. Well, we're going to hang this George Diesch Support Services of Macungie right here so that every time you watch it, you turn green with envy. How's that? If I could ever get it on there. Hey, Ken, while I'm fighting with this, why don't you give away that stuff?
I'll do that, and
okay.
Thank you, George. We appreciate that very much, and this is hard work. I want you to know that. Hey, for today's product giveaway, we have a real nice little kit here, a no-snag rig kit from Lindy Little Joe. And what it is, we've got a number of different size sinkers here that drag on the bottom, and then you have a rig already preset with a snelled hook. It's got that red, I believe it's a Daiichi blood red hook, which is an attractor. What this does is it allows the bait to stay up off the bottom while the the sinker itself drags on the bottom, so you don't get hung up. This is a nice kit. It's loaded down, Jake, with all kinds of goodies there, and we'll be giving this away.
All right. Now, they also say that if something scrapes the bottom like that weight, it creates enough dirt that interests
kind
fish,
of an
right?
attractor, yeah.
Says, hey, there's something down here. Wow, we're knocking everything over here today.
We're really hot today here, aren't we? So.
All right. Let's
see
give
who's
that
the
away.
lucky winner of this product. The lucky winner is Mike Harvilla. Mike Harvilla, and he's from down in Hellertown.
Mike, congratulations.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good or bad omen. I don't know.
Let's throw the lamp in with
We better say goodbye while we still can.
I think while we still have something left.
For Ken Hunter and Don Jacobs and everybody else from Pennsylvania Outdoor Life, that's it for this week. Good night. Let's get out of this cabin before the rest of it
Before we break
falls
something
down.
else.
Pennsylvania Outdoor Life is a local presentation of WNEP-TV. We're proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania.
Good night.
Thank you for joining us for a look back at POL Classics. Now I'm going to invite you to join us every Sunday night at 6:30 on WNEP+.